she can be as close as she wants. She has an understanding of the pockets I want for a school. Which pockets is she choosing for a school?
I've got 3 play in there.
Are they in there at the moment?
Yeah.
Let's get ready. I get it, I understand it. You know where I'm coming from, don't you? So we're going to jettison those little babies for the moment. Because actually, to be saying to her, there's nothing there for you, when there is, would be dishonest.
Yeah.
And it might help you, rather than going over there, where they don't want to have them at the moment, but they just aren't there. And you can hold that truth a lot more clearly. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, being who she is, I would be very surprised if she didn't ask the question of me again. Because it's like that was some sort of freak occurrence that I was a bit, not quite so easy to be in that person's space. So we're just going to leave her with a loose line and let her make choices for a minute. And see what questions she asks. Notice when you've done it, and she's reacting and responding, then it's out. Nothingness.
Oh, I see.
Until unless she makes another mistake.
Yeah.
So the approach we're taking with her is relearning this notion. Actually, if you get that close, that's a mistake. There'll be a consequence. It'll be a little uncomfortable.
But no,
Look at it going, oh, actually, I'll just maybe not me, and maybe I'll just kind of. And bless her soul, I seriously thought she'd come back into my space 3 or 4 times. Just to see whether that was a fluke. But she didn't. So what's the next thing she's interested in doing?
Checking her surroundings.
Yeah. Is that unreasonable?
No.
How about just unclip. And again, it's just being able to, and just let her make her choices as we're chatting and planning what we're going to do. But as she makes her choices, anytime those choices breach a boundary that you want her to understand for the rest of her life, we're going to let her know.
Yeah. Yeah, stronger
process. Yeah. And there's also something about the intent of it. The challenge for you is you love this horse. I think she's beautiful. I could easily love her.
But you
I'm not in that
from long
parental type relationship with her that goes, oh, you know, we're talking about styles of leadership. Oh, if I offend her, she might not love me as much. It doesn't work like that. It's not about offending her, it's about helping her understand there are some boundaries.
Yeah.
This is an explore. I think she has the right to explore. That's a slight invasion of boundary. Back. Yeah? And this is real learning. This is the learning that they really lock into. And it's the stuff that happens when we don't even think we're training them. What's going on there? So again, for you to find something, yeah, so nice reward there. But we need to be clear that rewards are received when they're doing or have done the behaviour we want.
No, this is what we talked
so
about
there's
yesterday.
moment-to-moment clarity about, is she making a mistake or is she not?
Yeah.
If we are already in here and saying, you've made a mistake, well, that's, to my mind, a little unreasonable. So sometimes we might have to go, listen, sweetheart, the lesson I want you to learn, and I'm going to take responsibility for being in a position, go, this is how much space belongs to me. So you set up, make it easy. So can you see the difference? You're going, you're in my space when you've already put yourself in hers.
Yeah, exactly.
So create a bit more space, set up what you want her to understand, then if she invades it, we can react to respond to it as if it were a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah? And for a moment, we're just going to let her do what she wants to do. Let her be a horse. She's been in for a few days, different to a normal routine, different place. Rather than going, right, we have a training plan, we're going to make her do it. We're going to go, let's just let her be for a minute. See what choices she makes, the different things she does.
Okay.
You need to say if things are coming at you so fast that they're starting to overflow.
No, this is brilliant. Yeah.
But to me already, wow, the learning that has been going on for her that potentially you might even have been sort of peripherally aware of, but not appreciated how strongly
well,
she was
learning.
learning.
My question this morning
People don't
about
have
wanting
boundaries.
to break everything down.
Her belief is
Perhaps
people
feeling
don't
a little
have
bit
boundaries.
paralysed by that. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, so she's been inquisitive but relatively polite, and that's a polite hello, and I don't mind saying, yeah, hello,
But she's kind of
but it's that space. So occasionally we'll say, you've crossed that threshold.
Yeah.
You've overstepped,
But perhaps
and
I
that was a
can
mistake.
reward her
But
because-
there is a nice place
Yeah.
for you to stand. And can she manage that, and for you to take then a step back and hold her where she is, rather than her coming with your pocket? Beautiful.
Yeah, I get it.
So to start to believe, did you ask for that step forward?
No, so do I just
So potentially we've missed the moment. Doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. But again, notice. Because she's thinking so hard, lover. What are they teaching me? What am I learning?
Yeah.
What's my next? And she's kind of thinking, I know habitually my next question would be this. I'm not sure now whether it's, am I supposed to do that? So holding that clearly and consistently now is going to be important. What I find interesting and helpful is we've given the option that if she wanted a buck and a fart around, she could have had one.
Yeah.
She hasn't chosen that. She's had a little look where she is. She's thinking maybe Stuart's got the polos. Or maybe she just likes her picture being taken. This is it's all horses at an extreme level of
So to say,
inquisitive between
Yeah.
anything that she wants to look, investigate, and it's that curiosity that we're going to harness
Yeah.
to have a go. If I can be curious about something, then I can learn whether or not I need to fear it. You see, that's the principle we're going to come from.
Yeah.
So if I was to ask you how would you explain your objectives for this session? What do you want to get out of it? What do you want her to get out of it?
I have seen what I would describe as a very instinctive fear of plastic bags, which I understand, because I've got my mindset in a place of it's a very strange object.
Yeah.
And to work on that, obviously in a safe environment where I can know I'm doing the right thing. Where we get to with it today is obviously what's relative to the horse. One of the stepping stones and sort of cheating things I've done is she's had apples out of a paper bag.
Perfect.
Where she has to move the paper bag to get the apples.
So little she needed to be respectful of my space. When all she was doing really was, and I was just, and it didn't need to be, I was just politely going, don't forget I'm here.
Yeah.
And she moved ahead and went, oh
Yeah.
she's so bright,
Yeah.
so trainable.
Yeah.
The flip side, she's the kid that learns to swear when she has it, hears it
Yeah,
once.
definitely.
Good girl.
So today we've got a paper bag and a plastic bag on a stick,
Lovely.
both of which are taped up quite tightly because that's the only stage we've got to. I have scratched her on the withers with bones, but the moment I knew I had this course book, there was a part of me that just thought, oh, I think until you're in this environment, you've done another jury.
Yeah.
Here we are.
That's very correct. Good girl.
I have got some front-loading boots if we run out of things to play with that we might say her learning's been.
Yeah, I mean, I think your priority is the paper bag, plastic bag sort of reaction. You absolutely bang on in terms of how can I make this easy for her? Well, we'll start making paper bags something that are associated with nice things. Beautiful thinking. You know, that is your classic cheat. Couldn't be better. One thing I would suggest, just having a look at the fit of this dooley.
Oh, maybe
I might go up one. She's got a beautiful long head, but she hasn't got masses of bony nose beyond the level of her cheekbone.
Yeah.
You see, with some horses, if you from that level, they'd have that much more.
Yeah.
So I think with her, there's scope.
And this should be fitting a bit more.
Yeah, for me, that's a kind of rule of thummy thing. The bits that are important, the most important bit, is that this is going to act on the bony part of the nose, never go onto the soft part, never impede their breathing or bruise soft tissue. So that's kind of the most important thing. If you've got that high, ordinarily that will be the first thing. Well, in terms of the place you want it acting on, you don't want to be going lower than there.
Right, okay.
Because it then starts to be a bit more, oh, that's interesting, yeah. If I'd like to put my hand on it, good girl was when she yielded.
Yeah.
Yeah? I'd like to put one in there. I'd like to put one in there. It's a bit small. Tickles my nose, and I'm not quite sure. That was what took the approach at the moment. That was a mistake from me. Again, and it's little bits and pieces. It's not a huge deal. Oh, that's interesting. Funny food. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that was a digression we didn't particularly need. So, I want to make a little adjustment there and see whether that whole up. Yeah.